Hi guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with another Xayah commentary guide. Now, I've always been advocating for Xayah as one of the best AD carries, and of course, seeing as I think she's one of the best, obviously I play her a lot, together with obviously other good picks like Xayah, Ezreal, even, a little bit of Lucian, especially with that new skin out. So, today we got an interesting one. So, today we have a new build for Xayah that I have actually tested out in 2 ranked games already. In both games, I realized it did a lot of damage. Now, full disclosure, I got this build from its Stewart's video a couple of days ago, and I decided to try it out for myself in ranked. Now, the build is going for Infinity Edge, and then Solari Charge Blade, and then for Navari Quick Blade. And the last 2 items are the same, which is the Moral Reminder as well as the Guardian Angel. So, this build is pretty interesting because basically the main difference here is that instead of going for Essence Reaver as your first item, you instead go for the Infinity Edge and the Solari Charge Blade first, and then you go on to build the Navari Quick Blades as your third item. So Essence Reaver is not in the build anymore. Essentially, we're just going to assume that you're at 3 items, and 3 items basically you have substituted your Essence Reaver for a Navari Quick Blades. So, the first main difference of the build is that this new build is way more expensive compared to the old build. So that is something you do want to take note of, is that, it does take a lot of gold to complete these items. Like, all of these items cost over 3k. So it is very, very expensive. However, when you get to the 3 item power spec, I do believe you do quite a bit more damage. Because obviously, by that point in time, with the Navari Quick Blade compared to the Essence Reaver, it does give more AD, and you also get your E up more often, so you can get more damage in that way. And also, of course, the main trade-off there is, number one, the mana siphon ability from the Essence Reaver. It's not too big of a problem because Xayah doesn't have a very big mana issue. But another problem that you might face is that, or I wouldn't say a problem, another trade-off that you might face is that you don't actually get the increased damage from the Essence Reaver on your abilities, but I don't really think that's an issue because with the Navari Quick Blades you get your abilities up more often. So instead of having more damage and casting your abilities less, you're casting your abilities more but having less damage on your abilities. So overall, I still think that between the 2 builds, I do believe this build does give you more damage. Now, is it better or not? It's debatable because the price increase compared to the damage increase, is it really worth it? I would say it is, but I would say that the main issue with this build is that you hit your item breakpoints later on because of how expensive it is. So between this build and the Essence Reaver build, I think that they are both good and they are both viable. It's just which one is better. And this is the 3rd Xayah build we have, by the way. The other 2 builds is Essence Reaver, Solari Charge Blade into either IE or Navari Quick Blades, and this time this build is not doing the Essence Reaver at all, and just going for the other items. So basically, I don't think you can go too wrong with any of Xayah's builds, to be very honest. So all of which work. So as you guys can see already, we're doing pretty well. We got 3 kills in the bag. And that's the main reason why I decided to try out this build in this game. After getting that first double kill, I'm like, okay, we're ahead. So I'm gonna try out this build because it's expensive. So I'm gonna try out this build since I already have a pretty good lead. So here, 3 kills. I already have my Infinity Edge before the first dragon. Now, you guys will remember back in the day before patch 2.4, Xayah used to rush Infinity Edge as her first item before going for other items like Rapid Fire Cannon, so on and so forth. And getting your Infinity Edge before the first dragon is a telltale sign you're very ahead, because normally you need, like what I have here, you need 3 kills to actually get your Essence Reaver, not Essence Reaver, to get your Infinity Edge before the first dragon. So it isn't, the easiest to do. So here Nunu is coming up for a gank, but he whiffs his snowball into the Dragon Pit wall. Probably, it's either he whiffed it into the Dragon Pit wall or he cancelled it because he decided not to actually commit to the gank. Either way, the enemy bot lane is recalling, so we're not gonna just turn onto the dragon. Nami actually interrupts their recalls, which in this case I kind of feel like she shouldn't, because if they've recalled, they can't actually contest this dragon. So here this is a little bit of miscommunication. My team all goes to the cannon. I realize that Vayne and Seraphine are way better targets to go for, so I go onto them 1v2. I burn my ult and I try to pick up the kill on the Vayne. Vayne flashes over the wall. I try to pick up the kill on the Seraphine. Seraphine flashes over, and my whole team is still chasing after the Cannon, who actually manages to escape. If the whole team just turned there onto the enemy bot lane, that would have been an easy double kill, and you know, Cannon escaped scot-free, yes, but killing the enemy bot lane is, you know, just as good, especially considering the fact we didn't actually pick up the kill on the Cannon. So thankfully, you know, Yasuo rotates, and you know, in the end it kind of works out, but it could have been way more smoother there. My team just going for the wrong target selection, in my opinion. So Yasuo actually goes for the Static Shiv as his first item instead of the Solari Charge Blade, which I definitely do not recommend, because getting 100% crit off a single item is a huge power spike for Yasuo, especially since he can abuse the Solari Charge Blade just by, you know, pressing his E onto multiple targets and easily just getting charges onto the Charge Blade. So here, Vayne is kind of out of position here, so we actually managed to force her into the river, which is quite funny. So here, nothing too much is happening. We're at 3-0 and 1, so we're just gonna continue, you know, in lane, and yeah. So Xayah into Vayne, actually we do have a significant advantage because of our range, so we can actually just poke her out relatively easily. Against Seraphine, not so much, but Seraphine is pretty squishy, so we can actually get some damage off onto them as well. And if they don't respect us, we can eventually get a 2v2 kill in the lane, after of course a little bit of poking, or if they all in us for some reason. So here I'm just going to pick up some tower plates with them under the tower. They can't do too much to defend. Here I got off a root, a very nice knockout by the Nami, and we get an easy counter to Seraphine. As I said, easily can get a 2v2 kill against them as long as, you know, we continue putting up the aggression and they make a mistake much like that. Seraphine oversteps just a little bit, but we have the feathers behind as well as the Nami ultimate to punish, and this allows us to easily actually just pick up the top lane tower. So with that, we can recall, pick up some items, and then rotate over probably to the mid lane to try to pick up the mid lane tower, which is relatively low as well. Picking up the Stinger as well as the Glove. Of course, building towards our Solari Charge Blade. Actually, I'm actually going to head over to the top lane just to clear out the lane. Now, I will say that in this match, we are lacking a lot of AP, because our only AP sources are Nunu and Nami, and Nunu is not building AP, he's building tank, which is of course the better build. On the enemy team, they have a nasty wombo combo with Amumu, Cannon, and Seraphine ultimates. So that's the main reason why I actually picked Xayah, because I wanted to be able to ult just to become untargetable and just prevent myself from getting hit by one or multiple of those ultimates. Here Nunu's coming in for the gank, so I'm just going to follow him just in case he hits the snowball, which he kind of does, but Cannon's actually coming in. So here we got kind of messy fight here. Seraphine ult doesn't aim really for me. Cannon's ult comes in. I ult to prevent myself from getting stunned, auto-attacking down the Cannon for the kill. Here Jax is coming in from behind, and Amumu is in the midst of the team. Yasuo gets a double knockup into the ultimate, and I'm just pretty much, this fight is so messy because everybody's just coming in from all directions, and it just sort of becomes a huge team fight in the end. So yeah, kind of messy there. I couldn't even really position there. I guess sort of cut in the middle and just trying to auto-attack whoever I can and just trying not to take damage. So here we try to pick up the second tier tower, but it survives on a sliver of HP, waiting for the blast plant, and Senna and Nami goes around instead. So me and Nunu take the blast plant over to pick up the dragon itself. Here we're just picking up the dragon. The enemy team is here. I secure the mountain dragon, giving Senna 2 stacks as well. And we're just going to reset. Obviously, my entire team has had a huge team fight victory, so we can reset to get items because we haven't yet done so. I pick up my Solari Charge Blade. So we are at a 2-item power spike now. Infinity Edge plus Solari Charge Blade does give you a lot of damage, so we are pretty strong now. Something else I want to kind of discuss is the fact that I did take heal instead of Barret this match. So I am sort of transitioning back into taking heal on AD carries, except for short range AD carries like Lucian, Vayne, and Kaisa, who I will take Barret on because I'm you know, going into the enemy team. Here, Jax actually goes to my backline to cut them off, but I'm very strong at the moment, so I'm kind of like solo attacking all of them. But unfortunately, Vayne shows up to the picture, so I have to ult and Xayah just to prevent her from getting the last hit on me to get a huge shutdown. I'm 7-0-3, so I definitely do not want to give the shutdown to the Vayne. Probably anybody would be better than the Vayne, because Vayne, you know, you don't want her to scale. The best target to give the shutdown to, assuming I were to die, is of course Amumu. I have no idea whether Seraphine is actually going for AP or not, because she has actually got an Archangel Staff as her first item, so she hasn't actually built any other item other than that. Here Jax kind of makes a boo-boo because he was on 1 HP and he could have actually recalled in the bush, because my whole team was chasing the Vayne instead. I did ping Jax with 1 HP in the bush, but no one really cared, and Jax could have easily recalled, but he instead sticks around, and which leads to me actually walking back to lane in time to actually pick him up. You know, another free kill for me. So Jax, unfortunately, not really the right play there. So I'm very ahead. So I'm just gonna pick up the red buff. My jungler is the Nunu, of course, so he doesn't really benefit that much from the red buff. So I'm just gonna pick it up for myself, like so. So in the meantime, Nunu and Yasuo are collapsing onto the cannon, but Jax actually comes over for some backup. They do pick up the kill on the cannon, and in the meantime, they don't really need my help 3v1 onto a Senna. So I'm just gonna instead push and pick up the tower. In the meantime, Seraphine and Amumu are trying to actually push for our first tier tower in the top lane. Nami is in the area, but it's a little bit hard for Nami to defend. Instead, we're actually gonna try to cross map it by picking up as much as we can out of this second tier bot lane tower. So they have actually only picked up about 1 plate from our tower, so didn't manage to get a good push up, and we instead actually pick up their entire second tier tower. So we definitely came off better in the trade there. So we can see Kennen and Vayne just around the area in general. We don't really want to fight all of them right now, so I'm just trying to get away in general, but Senna and Nunu don't really get the picture, so unfortunately they get caught. So I was initially intending to push this, but with the enemy team actually picking up the kills onto both of them, it's a little bit difficult. So Jax actually comes in, Seraphine with an ult. Very nice win wall by Yasuo to actually block the entire Seraphine ult, as well as the Seraphine root. Nice wave by Nami, which actually manages to hit, knock up the entire enemy team, and we actually turned the fight to end up getting Yasuo a triple kill, as well as I believe I got 1 kill. Jax is 1 HP in the base, but Yasuo a little bit too greedy there, dies to the Jax and gives over the shutdown to the Jax, which allows Jax to pick up a Triforce. Definitely not the best situation there, but the entire enemy team is down and only Jax is left. He has obviously walked back to base to get his items, so I do manage to pick up the tower. Unfortunately, Jax with his new Triforce does a lot of damage, so I have to ult and flash, missing my root as well. I have to Xayah as well, so I burn like every single defensive cooldown I have just to survive the Jax, which is definitely worth it. I don't want to give the Jax another shutdown, so you know, it is worth it, I would say. Of course, because I didn't die. So I pick up the fruit, and I also have a lot of lifesteal just from my runes and my gluttonous greaves. The enemy team actually puts 3 wards down onto the dragon, which does actually help them steal the dragon, I guess. They committed like 3 wards, so I'm not sure why, but yeah. So Nunu kind of gets stunned up by Kennen and as well as the Amumu. I guess can't really fault him for that, not being able to get the smite or the consume off onto the dragon, because he was just perma CC'd. So I guess really there wasn't too much we could have done there. So I'm back in the base, and of course picking up my items. Of course now I gotta play a little bit more carefully, because my ult, my Xayahs, and my flash is all down. I have no defensive tools left, but my ult is about to come back up in a couple of seconds, so we do have that. Yeah, my ult is back up now. So yeah, we're just gonna of course farm the jungle. My whole team is kind of just pushing into the enemy base itself, because we are like that far ahead. We are like 15k goal ahead at this point. The game is pretty much over with. The enemy team not having too good of a game. Here Jax is going onto our Senna, but you know, I'm coming over just to chase him away so that he doesn't manage to solo kill the Senna. You have a cannon minion here, so we're trying to actually push into the inhib. Normally this isn't a good idea, but because we're so ahead, we can just force down the inhib. Here we got our next wave. I press my W for more attack speed, auto take down the inhib, and yeah, auto taking down like anybody on the enemy team, it hurts for them. So we already have our 3-item combo. We have to ult to prevent us from getting hit by the cannon ult, and as a result, we have a lot of feathers behind him. Managed to actually just burst him down, and we can go onto the base already. Jax is coming in, and I actually get perma CC'd. So I actually die right there, which is my first death of the game, which is very sad because I had my Xayah's cooldown back up. I was smacking it, but I got stunned and just perma CC'd, so I couldn't actually get off my Xayah's, unfortunately. But the game is still pretty much over for the enemy team. We have 2 inhibs. Our third wave is pushing in as well. We have you know, a like now I think it's a 14k gold lead after I gave over the shutdown, but either way we're still so far ahead, it doesn't really even matter all that much. Yasuo looks like he's going over to push the last lane that has an inhibitor up. Definitely the right move on his part. He has gone for a more defensive build afterwards, which is a Death's Dance as well as a Executioner's Calling. So this gives him 100% crit with 2 crit items. Also, he has 3 lifesteal items, being Blade of the Rune King, Death's Dance, and the Bloodthirster itself. So he has a lot of lifesteal. In the meantime, I'm heading over, pinging to attack the Baron. Of course, no reason not to just pick up the Baron. We're so far ahead of them, doesn't really matter. The Yasuo kinda gets caught, and Nami with a wave from downtown. We all get hit by the Seraphine out, doesn't really matter too much. Warding over the wall to check out the status of the enemies, and we kind of have them, you know, at a relatively good spot. Amumu with a relatively nice ult. Cannon ult to combo. I just get wombo comboed again. This is why I hate playing into this kind of wombo combo teams. So here it's Senna's time to shine. It's her show. She roots the cannon up. Cannon stasis, auto attacking. Everybody queuing through the Seraphine, and she didn't queue, she just auto-attacked him down, auto-attacking the Seraphine down as well. Here, I'm not sure why she ran. I'm pretty sure she could have killed the Amumu just by auto-attack Q, but she kind of runs away. And here, she can actually just easily end the game just by auto-attacking the base, which I'm pinging her for her to do, but she is trolling around. She just auto-attacked the Amumu instead. The minions will probably finish the game, but we could have easily gone. And now the Jax has respawned. She's hightailing it away. The minions will probably finish the game, and they do. So there we have the victory on the new build for Xayah. So as usual, I'll leave you guys with the stats. So thank you so much for watching the video, guys, and goodbye.